still think I should replace Akers in the beginning of that.
Welcome, everybody, to Dueling ACES for Monday, November 8th, 2021.
Yay!
And right out the get-go, we're still chatting about the interesting NASCAR race. Bruiser has definitely been chatting it up.
Yeah, I turned off football yesterday to watch racing.
Well, I mean, we were in a bowling alley, and the complete embarrassment that was the Chiefs-Packers game was just looking pretty ugly. And then all of a sudden, somebody flipped the race on, and it was like, oh, this is interesting. And Mr. Burris turns around and goes, what the hell, is Bruiser here?
I would have. How bad the Packers end up getting their ass kicked by?
6, I think, 13-7 or something like that.
Yeah, it was ugly. It did nothing to help Jordan Love's rookie cards go up, and it did everything to help Patrick Mahomes' cards go down. It was that bad.
If Rodgers, it would have been a different story. It would have been a blowout on the Packers side.
Well, since you wanted to bring up the liar, I mean,
hey, look, it's not like
alternatively challenged.
Listen, it's not like he's the only one in the NFL doing it. He's just the only one that got caught so far.
Right.
Touche.
I guarantee you 40% of the starting players in the NFL have either lied or faked their vaccination status.
Well, but you have to present
I understand that, but they're lying
your card. But Rodgers' quote unquote card was, I guess, some alternative card. So I'm still interested to see that.
So it's a fake card.
Also, Rodgers, he didn't. Well, there we go. We got it from the secret. I will not watch this Aaron Rodgers fight.
Love you, Jason.
Here's the thing with the NFL though. Like, they made it. That was one of their league mandates. You have to be vaccinated to go out on the field. Like, you have to be. So there's no way that the NFL and the team are letting him out there and taking legal responsibility, saying, yeah, you're not vaccinated. Go ahead, go on out there, you scamp. Get out there and play.
Well, no, because Kirk Cousins isn't either. They're playing. It's that there are certain protocols that they have to follow if they're not.
Well, okay, so if your vaccination card is an alternative card, so you lied about your vaccination status. You presented a falsification of something.
Jason's got a point. Untrue. He goes, nobody mandated vaccinations. Ask Cole Beasley.
That's right. There's no mandatory. They're just they are strict protocols on those who are unvaccinated. And Rodgers basically is saying that for what he had to turn around and do, what really makes it even more suspicious is his whole separation from this pharmaceutical group all of a sudden. That it's
a hospital group. It's not a
8 or 9 year relationship with.
It's a healthcare group in Wisconsin. It's like Cleveland Clinic here. Or Atrium down in North Carolina.
Yeah, the Halloween party.
He lied about it. He got caught. He's facing the backlash. Good. He deserves what he gets.
Well, he's going to get the fine.
That's fine. You deserve what you get. And
they're already saying it's only $12,000. That's like, him looking.
That's pocket change. However, in today's climate, with the court of public opinion, that that's far worse than a $12,000 fine.
True.
I
Very
mean,
true.
like I said in our group chat, vaccinated, not vaccinated, I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me what that's your healthcare choice. I don't care. It's none of my business, right? However, when you go out and you publicly lie and you have a healthcare firm that you are partnered with that is paying you money to promote their hospitals, their product, their stuff, and you go and do this and then they drop you and you jump on the horse dewormer bandwagon, then I have lost all respect for you.
And the backlash is very ugly. I mean, Bradshaw got on him. I mean, hell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar even got on it. It's like, dude, come on. I mean, he's like, well, I didn't lie. It's like, no. You just twisted it around. Whatever it is, and
If you tell Bryce, hey, take out the garbage, and the garbage bag's missing from the trash can in the kitchen, you ask Bryce, hey, did you take out the garbage? And he says yes. Right? And then you go outside and you look in the big garbage can outside to make sure it's in there, and it's just laying beside the garage. Well, sure, he might have taken it out, but did he really do what you told him to do?
correct.
So that's a lie. It doesn't matter if he twisted it around or not. He lied.
Yeah, it's in the garage versus outside. Yeah.
It's not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You lied. And you deserve what you get.
Sorry, I'm still working on. Oh.
Justin Fields moving the ball already.
You know, and that is a very scary thing. Is the NFL was still on its head after the Halloween weekend freakouts. We still turn around and end up with what in the blue hell? The prison inmate game of the week ends up being the Bills at the Jags with field goals galore. How in the hell did that happen?
Every fucking time I start Josh Allen, he has an off game. Like I started him once and he had a good game, and that was because it was against the Texans.
How about you stop starting Josh Allen?
Hell yeah.
You got him too?
No, so I started. I was looking at that Browns defense yesterday, and I thought he might not score a lot, but he'll throw all over. So I started Joe Burrow over Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray ended up being out anyway, so it wasn't.
So.
Yeah, but I started Joe Burrow, and then I was watching that Browns game, and I went, oh no, this isn't going to end well.
How do you think I feel? I just dropped the Browns defense.
So they had one good game. Like, you dropped them, but it's not like they put four games in a row together. They had a bad game. You dropped them after the bad game, and you know they're still going to be a stellar defense. Like, you just.
Yeah, I started the Bengals defense yesterday thinking they were going to be decent, and they got me -2 points.
Oh, I'm just having a field day with kickers.
Oh, fuck Mason Crosby, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, Adam, listen, man. Whatever kicker you pick, we need to make sure we're not picking up the same guy, okay? Because that's exactly who I picked up and got a whopping -20. I was like,
I think mine was 40 or 20 or 40 this week. I think it was 40 because he missed 2.
40 last week with that Lions kicker. I think it was 20.
Siebert.
Yeah, I think it was 20 this week. With Crosby.
I have Deontay Johnson starting for me tonight.
I got Steelers defense, and I need it I need them to do the things. If they get me the correct amount of points they're supposed to, I'll beat Sherrod's by 20.
So the guy I'm playing against is he's got the Steelers defense going as well, and they currently have 10 points.
It'll change throughout the game, though.
Oh, I know it will. However, I could really use a win because Nelson Aguilar yesterday got me no points.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I got fucking Jacoby Myers in one league, and he got me like 1 point, 1 catch for 8 yards.
And I didn't know this until because I picked him up to cover for Hawkinson being on a bye week. I picked up Knox, and he was out. So that got me. My tight end got me no points.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I picked up fucking Mike White for the fucking Jets because Brady was on a bye, and I needed a backup quarterback for that just for this week. And the fucker goes and gets hurt, and I think I still beat Burrich even though he didn't play or he got injured in that game. He got me like 169 points or something, but I'm still gonna win. I think I got lucky as shit.
I'm playing Chuck in Sean's league this week, and currently the score right now is Chuck is beating me 183 to 159.
Gonna be cutting it close. So they're not like George's league where you can come back.
It's gonna be it's a 50-50 right now. My projected score is like 189 70, and his projected score is like 189-34. So
it's gonna come down to the wire. I hate games like that.
We shall see.
Yeah, your boys whooped my ass because little fucking midget fuck, beat me because my team decided not to show up this week.
Oh, buddy?
Yeah, buddy's whooping my ass.
I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell Facebook has been doing, but it is just screwing up everything.
You mean Meta?
Yeah. It is totally messed up everything as far as trying to.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Claypool.
Uh-oh. He caught a bomb.
Why the hell is he wearing a dark-ass visor at night?
Because he's an idiot. I don't know how that wasn't offensive pass interference though.
For the push-off?
The shove-off came after 5 yards, and he shoved him right in the face. Oh.
Well,
so we have.
I know champions. I don't want to dwell on it too much because the Schleprock is on waivers, and apparently he can't keep his damn mouth shut to save his own ass.
He won't get picked up by anybody.
ODELL turned around and said if anybody that wasn't the right team decided to claim him off waivers, he would make issues, quote unquote, for that team.
He didn't want to come to Cleveland to begin with, so he created issues here, and then he got his way and got out.
Oh no, but the big thing is now he was going to be home free, and he still had to open up his mouth today. If he would have just shut up and just went along with everything, he probably would have been fine and probably had about 3 or 4 solid teams to turn around and go, hey, let's do something, probably including one TV because Antonio Brown is still out, and it looks like he may still be out.
He wouldn't have gone there. Brady wouldn't have wanted him there.
Brady wouldn't taking anything and everything.
This is why I wish that the NFL had more of a structured salary cap, kind of like basketball does, with the veterans minimum, where you can
Well,
sign a troublemaker for very little money, and you're not out anything. Because if I'm anybody in the NFL, I'm letting him clear waivers, and then I'm letting him sit for the rest of the year. And then I'm going to come to him with a free agency offer next year, and it's going to be for 2 years at the league minimum. And if you don't want that, then goodbye.
Good riddance.
Yep.
Akers is saying that was a nice week for G3, but just lost to that TD. Dude, I think I was losing every single one of my fantasy leagues this week. I think I was toast off of all 3 of them. It didn't matter. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Look, he got this genetic short straw. He just needs something to be happy about.
It's like, really? Okay.
Who knows?
Because I was playing him in the Dueling ACES league.
Oh, were you?
And he has Najee Harris, and I have the tight end for Pittsburgh. And he just scored 74 points. Okay. I was losing your ass the whole weekend. Oh, yeah, Crosby was minus 40.
Told you.
He ended up minus 40 over that son of a bitch. Yeah, I mean, what else do you want? It wasn't like I had quarterbacks. I picked up Wentz after the Thursday night game, so, I mean, I really didn't have a whole lot to go off of. Now that Russell Wilson will be back this week, I have much more to look forward to again.
You know it's bad when 2 of your receivers in your league, 2 of my receivers in your league don't even get fucking 50 points.
Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, I knew I was getting dog tagged in every single league this week. Josh Allen did me no favors whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, it was ugly. So, no, I knew I was losing in every single league. I had a lot of people on the buys. My everybody else's weeks I think was week 7. Mine was week 9. My week 9 was my week where I was in trouble.
They're showing those terrible dish towels.
So Russell. I wanted to wait for Zolt on this one because he had a great line in the chat about he comes back. He's like Wolverine wants his healing powers back.
Right.
I said, you know what? If he comes back and he is awesome right out the gate, we'll let Zolt have the full complimentary credit for naming Russell Wilson Wolverine. It works for me. But how about that Colt McCoy and the rest of the Arizona Cardinals, who nobody really knows, and no defensive anchor in J.J. Watt, and oh my God,
I can't believe Colt McCoy's still in the NFL.
Fires from hell were going to burn with the Cards. And the Cards turned around and traded the 49ers like little bitches.
How upset were you about that?
Not one bit whatsoever. I've been picking against the 49ers every week. It doesn't matter.
I mean, let's.
It sucks because one, Robert. Now I'm not complaining about anybody being able to get a head coaching job. Robert Saleh leaving the 49ers crushes them big time. Big time. And that really does hurt. And offensively, it's like, look, you can't sit here and try to go and reinvent the wheel again. And it's almost getting to the point of, all right, how much longer do you want to ride with Shanahan? I mean, they're like, oh, it was just a couple of years ago you were in the Super Bowl.
That's what you don't.
Years ago, you had a lot more offensive pieces too, and now you don't. And, you can only go with the same thing for so long. And it's just like, all right, dude. I think Zol just said he'll be 10. No problem, dude. No problem. No, I've always said Jed York is a complete jackass, first and foremost. And the dude still doesn't know what the hell to do with the football team. And it still shows. But you screwed the pooch. You took Trey Lance. You screwed the pooch. I knew that outright. I was pissed with the pick. I'm still pissed with the pick.
Well, now, if you were him, who would you have taken with that pick?
Oh, it should have been Mac Jones.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be Mac Jones all day.
Well, I didn't know if you were supposed to look like leaning toward quarterback or if you wanted something else defense. Or like
no. No, because Garoppolo is not the answer. And that's just I'll just come right out and say it. Garoppolo is not the answer.
Now, do you think say they were to get rid of Shanahan, is it going to be like a complete rebuild with a new coach, or do you think they try to go out and do I know there's all those rumors, Aaron Rodgers to the West Coast and all this other stuff, and
well, when the whole thing came out that Tampa Bay, got Tom Brady, and it's like, well, Brady's first call was over to York, and he told York, "You're going to really stick with that guy?" Okay, well, we know where that was supposed to happen, and believe you me, I would have been the first person that would have said, I will be pooping my pants because I never in a million years would have ever thought that it was Tom Brady that was supposed to be in San Francisco. That's where he wanted to roll. It's like, what? Wait a minute. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm still surprised by that. But, I mean, I would have been even more surprised if it was Brady.
You'd have every fucking Brady-colored jersey for the 49ers you could think of.
I would have had to turn around and sit on the edge of the 480 bridge for a little while first, my friend, before I even go hot dog rooting for a Michigan quarterback on my damn team. I would have had to sit there for a little while thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I would have had to sit there and go, somebody. They would have done a health check on me. They would have went, somebody go see if George is okay.
Yeah, I'd have shoved you off that 480 bridge because it's a fucking college team. He is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. If he showed up,
it would have actually been really odd though to have.
It doesn't matter.
Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time play for the 49ers.
Three. He had Steve Young too.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't get enough recognition for that. And so that's a shame too.
If Tom Brady shows up at the Browns facility tomorrow and says, "Hey, they just cut me. I want to play here." Baker, sit down.
Yeah. Oh, that would have. Look at Adam. Adam's going to
take him by the hand and take him out. Like, come on, bro. We just got to go. I don't care where we're going. We're just going to get the fuck out of here.
Adam's already got him going to the airport.
I got you a one-way ticket to wherever the fuck you want to go. It's open-ended. Just go.
No.
I love your baby, but
he can stay. He can stay, but he can learn behind Brady.
Well, I'm okay with that too.
That's what I mean. I hate this. Oh, I'm not going to root for him because he played for Michigan. I'm not going to root for him because he played for Ohio State. Get the fuck over yourselves.
Hey, I tried to root for Chum, but
Listen, Baker played for Oklahoma, and I'm a Texas fan, and I want Baker to fucking win every week.
I still love the haters yesterday, though.
What? Why? That game was played exactly how a football game should be played.
The thing is, he didn't have to throw for fucking 300, 350, 400 yards. He did just enough.
But you don't want your quarterback burning out the arm. When you can
He
have
was
a balanced game like that yesterday,
He was
relish those.
He was 14 of 21.
Yeah, 7 passes. And 2 of them were throwaways. Two were throwaways.
So you threw the ball 21 times and you rushed it for probably 25 to 30? And you scored 41 points? And your defense played?
That was a complete game all around.
Yeah. So tell me again how Odell Beckham was beneficial to your team?
Wasn't. And that's one thing that I even said this morning was the Browns won without him. They won a playoff game without him. You don't need him.
If I'm Stefanski after yesterday's game, hey, the season's over. Next week starts week 1 of the new season. Last season was bad. We had a good game against the Chiefs. We had some not so good games against the Cardinals and the Chargers. That season's over. Brand new season. You know what I mean? You separate it out. You got
Zolt right on time. And right on time for a train alert, Zolt.
I brought it, man. I brought it with me.
I thought that was funny. I hear the train horn, and then that swear pops up. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Really, really, hopefully on next season, George, we can have it where the train is bringing my.
Oh, I'm already in front of you.
It's had the tape up where every time the train comes by, it's got a different person on the show coming across with it.
Listen, George can't even re-edit the video so that I'm in there and Akers isn't. Don't expect him to do animations.
Well, I was hoping he'd put Akers in front of the train.
Oh.
I think Akers' parents.
I was going to say,
years ago.
There are ideas.
I'm sorry that the ever ongoing trashing of Christian McCaffrey for no other point, just because he thinks he's being smart. I brought out that meme that I was saving for like weeks.
I stole it. I was using it as well.
I fully stole it from somewhere. I have no idea where, but I saw that and I'm like, oh, this is getting used in chat at some point.
Yes. Well played. Very well played.
Akers would tell Bill Belichick how to coach his team because he thinks he's better.
I can feel the love.
Like I said, Zolt said we were all hoping that Akers was in front of the train, and I said I'm pretty sure his parents wished he was in front of that train years ago.
This is pretty interesting. I thought that was very interesting, though.
They have 2 different ones. Right?
It's like, wow. Apparently, their weather must really suck.
My sisters live in Cincinnati. They sent me that picture. That billboard is by my one sister's house, and she sent me a picture of that. She just said that was dumb, and they're not even Bengals fans. They're Steelers fans. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Yeah, that was iconically stupid. Iconically stupid.
Well, like I said, why would you put that up after you just lost to the fucking Jets?
I think that was and you're also coming off of a Browns loss too.
I would have waited till you beat the Browns and Baker had a bad game or something to post that or to put that up.
But Baker did have a bad game, and he was wildly inaccurate that game.
What, yesterday?
Not yesterday, the week before.
Oh yeah, week before, but
I don't have any problem with the trash talking. I really don't. Like that, to me, that's harmless. Post that billboard like that, that's harmless.
that's bulletin board material.
That's fine. I think that
My whole thing with bulletin board material. If you're talking the pros, you're talking the NFL. If your team needs bulletin board material to get up to play a game, you've already lost.
that's fair. I'll give you that. I think stuff like that is fun, and it's fine because it keeps the fan bases engaged in the rivalry. Like, for how long? The better part of a decade and a half, the only one that cared about the Steelers-Browns rivalry were Browns fans. That was it. The Steelers fans didn't care. They looked at it as another game. Their rivalry was with the Ravens. Still is to a point. I heard more Steelers fans crowing about beating the Browns this year than I have in years past.
Oh, they were nonstop.
So, well, they still got to play us again. We got to go to their house on Christmas.
Oh, well, we know what happened last time we went there.
Right.
You know?
So, twice in a week.
Well, my thing is like the Steelers fans that I'm friends with were like just dogging on they whooped our ass. I'm like, bro, y'all beat a one-armed quarterback by 5 fucking points. If you were that fucking good, you'd have beat us by 3 touchdowns. Then you could talk shit. I go, you won by 5.
Yeah, it wasn't. Like we said, it was a prison inmate game ourselves.
This Steelers team is having trouble with the Bears.
Well,
The Bears.
Bears defense is underrated.
Sure, but they're having trouble with the Bears. So
It's because of Roethlisberger, who just went down on a sack.
Ha ha!
Very awkwardly, too. Like, you know, the old tree falling in the forest, how slow motion? That's kind of how it looked.
Well, he is slow motion.
That is true.
Now, because the Squealers, my little philosophy thing is you win on Monday, you're losing on Sunday. And guess who they happen to have on Sunday? A team that has had not one, but will have 2 weeks to have their shit together
Who, the
to
Ravens?
turn around and try to beat the Steelers.
Detroit.
That would be one Detroit Lions team.
Detroit's not beating the Steelers.
I'm already picking Detroit to beat the Steelers.
You're an idiot.
No, I'm not.
Is it in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Best quote I saw after the Philadelphia game, which was the 0-16 Lions would be 6.5-point favorites over this team.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's fantastic.
easy there, George Akers. Let's not start stumbling around like we did on Saturday night with the SEC versus the Big Ten.
Oh no, you turn around and I bit as I told Adam, I said I threw the Aker bomb in there and Adam said, yeah, you got the wrong fish. I'm like, I know, and I almost had suds in on it though. I was like, darn it. I'm like, neither one of them bit. I'm like, damn.
The problem was I was sitting here trying
to get them going. But
I'm sitting here trying to enjoy the race, and I got you throwing out that idiocy that I literally had to.
I was trying. I tried a little too hard, and Akers I don't even think was even there. And Suds, I thought for sure was going to bite. And George,
you made me go get my.
Well, George is on that island. I'm like, well, forget this. This ain't going to.
George, you made me go get my computer and do math. I'm not forgiving you for that one.
Ooh.
Oh, he just, instead of putting on the Dunce cap, he just put on the Akers cap. That's why he threw it out there in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an Aker behind, and then I turned around and my phone died, and I went to bed. And all of a sudden, you started posting stuff, and everybody went, "Well, George is quiet." I was like, "Well, that's because I just dropped the fireworks in there and ran." It's like, just throw that firecracker and around the corner and run. That's what I did.
Yeah, you couldn't even stay for the backlash. You had to just
tuck the tail and run.
Yeah,
I was doing my best Zolt impersonation there for a minute.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. And you did a very nice job too. Oh yeah.
Like I said, you made me do math, and I was trying to enjoy a race and drink beer, and I'm not happy.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to owe you a couple more beers. I owe you a few more beers.
Speaking of racing, talk about the championship weekend for a minute.
Shoot.
Because, I mean, 3 brand new champions. And if you're not a race fan, you owe it to yourself to go on YouTube or Twitter or any social media platform that you can find and look up Ben Rhodes' post-race press conference from Friday night.
Bud Light 1, Ben Rhodes 0.
Oh, my God. He was...
And also, too, Bruiser will back me up on this. That's actually a good thing if you want to go check that out for the simple fact that they are the local team from Sandusky, Thor Sport.
Yes. Thor Sport.
And a girl I went to school or high school with is actually dating his crew chief.
So I put in a resume with Thor Sport Racing for engine teardown.
Okay.
We'll see. But they that post-race press conference was absolutely hysterical. He was making shifter noises up there, imitating the engine on how he passed people. He was drunk as all hell. And
the best was when he forgot somebody's question, and he's like, "Oh no, I remember what the question was now."
Yes.
So, like, he's like excited that he remembered.
My wife's shaking her head at me. She's embarrassed. Are you embarrassed about me? Like, he was so hammered, but it was the unadulterated joy. And it was fantastic. Like, I can't fault him for that. Daniel Hemrick won the Xfinity Championship. Dude finished second place 10 times this season. Never won a NASCAR race. The provincial favorite is ahead of him coming into turn 3. And he gives him the bump and run and shoves him up, and Hemrick wins by 5 feet. Fantastic. And then Kyle Larson. Like I said in the chat, Larson or Truex, I'm fine with either one of them.
Fuck that. If 19, I would have stopped watching NASCAR.
No, you wouldn't have.
At least until February.
Well, duh. Green flag. I mean, listen.
As long as I didn't finish in last.
You didn't.
You did or didn't?
You didn't.
Oh, good.
You got the Snowball Derby coming up. That's in 3 weeks.
Florida.
You've got 24 Hours of Daytona coming up. That's in January. You got the Turkey Derby coming up. That's a big modified race up in Long Island or at Stafford, Connecticut. That's coming up. So there's still racing for the year, but NASCAR's done, and I was very sad this morning because I woke up and realized I don't have anything to look forward to on Sundays.
Football. I look more forward to Saturdays than Sundays right now, but that could change come this Saturday.
Who do you guys play this Saturday?
This Saturday.
Penn State in Happy Valley.
You'll win.
The whiteout.
No, it's a noon game.
Oh, it's a noon game. I thought it was the whiteout.
No, I thought so too, but they changed.
They're calling it the modified whiteout.
Don't dress all in white.
Helmet stripe. Half the stadium's wearing white, half the stadium's wearing, or it's like white and then the blue stripe down the middle and then white on the other side.
Yeah. They look like the helmet.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Listen, I will start a GoFundMe if anybody from the Bears could reach up underneath TJ Watt's helmet and just thumb him in the eye. I cannot stand that motherfucker.
He's he's good, but he's arrogant.
Man, why couldn't you have been a backup quarterback and gotten plugged by Garrett?
True. Yeah, but we can talk college later because there's a lot of things that could happen this week. There's still a lot of things that could happen, the next 3 weeks. But
how about we just talk about how shitty the NCAA rankings were last Tuesday?
Well, yeah, that too. I mean,
that was weird.
How are you going to put Alabama at number 2?
This is SEC, the SEC bias.
Well, yeah, that was very strange. That was.
I don't
very
like
funny.
that. I feel bad for Cincinnati. Like they're kind of in that boat. Like, what more the fuck do we? I mean, I understand you can't blame me for beating the people that I have on my schedule. I beat everybody that I'm supposed to. You can't give me any fucking kudos because I'm not in the higher divisions like these other guys.
Huh.
But it doesn't help their cause either when you're barely beating the Tulsas and the Tulanes of the world by 7 points or 6 points either.
Anybody else
So-
but me and Adam have the Monday night game on?
I got it. Just the stat tracker kicking across the screen.
Adam, did you just see the interception that the Bears lineman knocked into the Steelers
No,
lineman?
I knew something happened because I seen the Steelers doing their pose in the end zone, so I knew it was a turnover. Because that's the new thing.
Justin Fields stood there and stared right at the Steelers defensive lineman, threw the ball. It got batted down. The Bears lineman caught it and fumbled it in his hands, and the Steelers lineman took it right from him. Like it was almost like he was like, "Here."
Just take it.
It was
Yeah,
so mad.
there's Mike is just having too much fun. You know, he's like, yeah, Steeler fans.
My thing is now that Michigan State got upset by Purdue, which Purdue upset another one, what should be the top 4 this week?
Well, you know they're going to throw.
Well, you know, it's Georgia and Alabama.
Right.
3 should be probably Oklahoma, because they were idle this week.
Probably.
And then hear me out. And I know a lot of, like I put it in the chat, I think Ohio State goes to 4, and I don't think that's where you guys want to be this week. For the simple fact that Purdue went on the road to Iowa and upset number 2. They just upset number 3 at home. Are you going to be? I mean, 2, 3, and 4 in one season would be pretty fucking remarkable, and I wouldn't complain if it happened. But
Well,
Oregon.
Somebody threw
Yeah,
Oregon in there because Oregon beat Ohio State.
So they should be 3, and then probably Ohio State or Oklahoma at 4.
Well, no, I think Oklahoma sitting at 3, Oregon 4, and then Ohio State sits at 5. Trying to see who the hell.
I know Herb Street had Michigan in the top 6, I think, when he did his. Question is like, I understand, like, when Michigan lost to Michigan State, we only dropped a spot considering it was a rivalry game, both ranked in the top 10. But Michigan State lost to an unranked team. Like, how far should they drop? I think they should still be top 10, right?
Right now,
Out of the 25. Definitely out of the top 25.
I think from now on, when you get whatever ranking you are, if you lose to whatever team, that team takes your ranking if they beat you.
The current this is interesting. This is the current top 25 at the moment. It's Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, Mississippi.
What was the final score of the Alabama LSU game?
20-14 Alabama.
You should drop just because of that.
I don't see how Notre Dame up there. They haven't beaten anybody.
I mean, theoretically, your top 4 right now should be Georgia, Cincinnati,
Oregon.
Oregon, I guess, because they, by virtue of the win over Ohio State. But
or would they say Alabama has more ranked wins? Is that why Alabama's up there?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Because they beat Ole Miss when Ole Miss was like, what, 17 or something?
14.
Or so, yeah.
And Alabama has to play Georgia yet. So somebody's in trouble.
Well, Alabama's going to end up with 2 losses.
And the argument is do you put a 2-loss team in the playoffs?
Well, you got to make it. You got to win your conference first.
If they don't win the conference, then they shouldn't.
I'm a firm believer that you have to win the conference to get into the playoff. A firm believer in that.
I agree.
Which is why I was pissed the year that Ohio State didn't win their conference and still made it into the playoff. With the year they lost to Penn State, and Penn State won the conference and went to the Rose Bowl, but didn't get into the playoff. Penn State should have been in the playoff. Ohio State should have been in the Rose Bowl.
It's all about the almighty dollar.
I don't care. I don't care. Do not
Oh,
preach
I
to me.
agree.
Do not sit there on television as a sports pundit and preach to me about a system that rewards play on the field when it's the same 4 teams every year. It's Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Alabama. Same 4. You telling me that Northwestern might not have been able to put up a fight against somebody last year? Or the year, not last year, but the year before? Like, there's
Right.
the only way that system gets truly fair, and I don't know how you do it. I have no idea how you do it. But you need to expand it out from 4. It needs to be either 8 or 12. I could even see 10, but it needs to be more than that. One year, Central Florida went undefeated, beat LSU in the Sugar Bowl. They beat LSU in their backyard, and everybody was like, "Oh, look at that, UCF's cute," but they couldn't beat the real national champions in Alabama. Are you kidding me? They probably could have that year.
Let them play and find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been a very weird year for college. I mean, yesterday in the NFL with all the weird scores and upsets and this and that. So it's going to be interesting to see how these next 3 weeks shake out.
Yeah, yesterday you brought up yesterday in the NFL. I'm trying to think how many games there were. There were 13 games, I think, yesterday. If
Something
you
like
include Thursday, there were 7 underdogs that won flat out. That doesn't happen, and we brought it up. I brought it up a few weeks ago, and it still is holding true. Road teams have a better chance of winning than home teams. It's like 70 to 65. It's one of those things where you expect that stat to correct itself, and it's just not correcting itself. So there is right now. We're 9 weeks in. There is no such thing as home week advantage or home field advantage.
I'm sorry, I got to break in for a second. That was just a terrible penalty. They just called the Bears for 12 men on the field as the dude was running off and Ben snapped the ball. And to me, keep the flag in your pocket at that point. You know he's not going to be part of the play. You saw him running off the field. Like, you saw him 1 foot on the playing field, 1 foot on the white stripe. You know he's not participating in the play. Keep the flag in your pocket.
Speaking of penalties too, is like I know I brought it up in the chat, and of course, Suds had to say whatever he had to say, but what the hell's going on with these officiating? To where, I mean, if you're costing teams games and all you can give is a sorry, like, what do we do to rectify it and make sure they don't make the mistakes so where teams don't get cost a win, and shit like that?
I don't know, like,
because I mean the fact that they cost Michigan, I mean, I don't know if that would it definitely would have been a turning point in that game because Michigan would have went up 30-14 at that point, and it's funny because Michigan ends up getting a field goal because of it, and they end up losing by 4 because you took that touchdown away. Like, it's just the way things worked out. Like, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to. Believe me, I'm the first one to say don't leave it in the ref's hands. Just go out there and handle business. I mean, you were up 16, you shouldn't have lost the lead anyway. But it shouldn't come down to a situation where all the officials do is come out on a Wednesday. But sorry, we fucked up. Whatever, we apologize. Like, and it happened quite a bit in the NFL too.
I don't know at what point. I think it's going to take something egregious where you actually have to go in and reverse a decision. You have to reverse the outcome of a game. You know what I mean? if the officiating's bad enough, I think you have to. I think you have to. Like, I think we're all pretty thankful that Angel Hernandez wasn't an umpire in the World Series. You know, like, there are some referees that are out there that are fair and let them play to a point and call it as they should. You know what I mean? However, there are other referees like Jerome Boger or Angel Hernandez who want it to be the Jerome Boger and Angel Hernandez show. You know, and they make it about them. And I don't think that that's fair. The other thing that I don't think is fair is that over the past 5 to 10 years, the rule books in all the sports have gotten so thick that the rules are now, they're judgment calls. They're not even, it's black and white. It's a gray area. Yeah, that might have been pass interference, but that might have been just them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to tighten that rule book up. That's my opinion. You got to tighten that rule book up.
It just sucks to have them, that it would do that. I mean, to think that, like, what? I don't think it would ever happen. Because that would be the first time for it. If they change the outcome of a game, but you could get a lot of backlash if that happens.
I can see it happen.
I do not see them ever doing that at either the college level or the pro level. All you are doing if you do that is opening up a door that you can never shut again.
I think if it's egregious enough, you have to. You have to.
You pawn it off as, you know what? That's the human element of the game. You do whatever you need to do to not ever open that door.
No, because there are certain points where that excuse just isn't viable. It's just not.
Especially when you got replay nowadays, like, it shows everything.
Yeah, but the replay has to be done there during the game. It can't be an after the fact thing. You cannot open that door.
They reviewed that touchdown. So let's just take that defensive touchdown in the Michigan game, for example. They reviewed it in the booth.
Yeah.
And let it go. Okay.
They said it shouldn't have been over. Even the official they had in the booth with them said, I don't see how they can overturn this because the call on the field was already a touchdown.
Right. And they did. So, again, there's a human element. Like, if they overruled it, then they shouldn't have. And by all rights, the Big Ten and other people have come out and said, no, we were wrong. Okay. I can let that one slide, but I can't forgive it because you have the technology available to you.
Right. There's no reason for all these apology letters. It's getting old.
And had instant replay been in baseball years ago, that dude for the Tigers would have had that perfect game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Galarraga would have had the perfect game. I like that the Tigers still gave him the truck as if he did get the perfect game. Like, I thought that was great because everybody saw it. Even the Indians were yelling that he was out. Like, when do you see that? The opposing team that benefited from that. They're like, no, he was out. And the ref's like, nah, the ump's like, he's cool, he's safe. No, dude.
That was Joyce, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yep.
And I'm with you, Zolt. Like, I don't want to see that door get opened, but I think that at some point, something extremely egregious is going to happen that is going to require it.
Well, you've got, in football, you literally now, you are putting cameras in the pylons that are giving you the view. You've got the one on the zip line above. If you mean to tell me that you can't literally put the whole three-dimensional puzzle together and you can't see that a ball has crossed the plane, something's wrong. I mean, you've got all these views, and you mean to tell me that, yes, okay, human element-wise, all right, well, we can't really see it yet because we weren't over it. Well, you have that overhead shot. You have the pylon cam. You can see the tip of the ball right there. And yet, it's just not enough.
Listen, you've got
Wait, what?
You've got the camera angles now where you can sit there mid play when you're reviewing it, and the television broadcast team is trying to show you something, where you can stop the camera, do the matrix turn around the player, and so there's no excuse.
None.
For we missed that one. You got to be better. You have to. And I can remember the Ken Burns documentary about baseball. They were talking about the umpires for a little bit, and the way that they are graded, and the cards that they have to fill out, and all that stuff. And the NFL's the same way with the officiating crews. There's stuff that they have to fill out, and they get points deducted for missed penalties, missed calls, poorly assessed penalties, improperly assessed penalties. Like, I looked at one point, I want to say it was either Thursday or last Sunday, but there was one team, I don't remember who it was, they had 6 penalties for close to 70 some odd yards. And I went back and looked up the penalties, and I'm like, how? Why? You can't tell me that there's that many pass interferences, or there's that many, there's something needs done.
What's fun about it all is the one person we could get a good rapport about it, and a good explanation on it. It's not here, so fuck you, Bert.
Man, I'm gonna lose this game tonight. This Steelers defense is balling out.
Just as fast as we turned around and gave a raspberry about the World Series, this is about how many people showed up for the parade. It is a whole whopping tens of a couple hundreds.
There were more than that. That's only one part of Atlanta, dude.
They actually said that it wasn't. They did not even get enough people to turn around and fill the stadium. The stadium was not even filled, and I watched some of the.
It's a 45,000 seat stadium,
and you couldn't fill it.
You're in Atlanta.
It was free. It was free,
dude.
And you couldn't fill it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But that's what I'm trying to. My point is, nobody cared.
No, there are a lot of people who cared, and I'm cool with it.
Was it today?
No, it was
It was last Thursday.
Okay, so it's a work week. It's a work day. Kids are in school. I mean,
they actually shut schools down in Atlanta.
They actually shut the schools down.
They shut the schools down
then
in Atlanta.
There's no excuse, because that place should have been crawling with kids.
Yeah.
What it does is it goes to show how the baseball has been supplanted in the last 20 years as the national pastime with football. Atlanta is a football town now. It's not a baseball town anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Falcons are working on that.
28-3.
Oh, I don't know. They made things interesting yesterday. You have a 24-6 lead going in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, whoops! Oh, wait a minute, we got to catch up to win. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't have it. Look, you brought tens of thousands out for.
Wow.
That's fine.
Where are you gonna punch him, Bruiser?
In the 5 hole. I explained that joke to my wife the other day, because she did not know that the 5 hole was between the legs in a hockey goalie, and I'm like, punch him in the nuts. Like, that's the whole joke. Mm-hmm. Punch Akers in the 5 hole.
Wow. Anyways,
I mean, that's the most intellectual insult that you could come up with.
I know Zolt won before we ran away from the NCAA. I know Zolt had something on the realignment.
Yeah,
piece he wanted
came
to bring up.
across not so much realignment. NCAA, their Constitution Committee apparently released a draft for NCAA schools and conferences to take a look at. Obviously, don't have the entire thing, or nor would I want to share all that. But just the interesting part, obviously, there's language in there about codifying name, image, likeness, that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing right now seems to be that the different divisions of sports, Division 1, 2, 3, are going to have the autonomy to, in essence, create their own subdivisions and determine what their individual membership eligibility requirements are, and go so far as to start their own governing structure.
Now to college game day.
So it's kind of interesting that the NCAA is they're almost writing themselves out. It's like, okay, D1 you can make up your rules. D2 you can make up yours. D3 you can make up yours.
The NCAA will cease to exist in the next 10 years.
Basically, I mean they're almost working their way there themselves. It's also interesting. Their board of governors is currently 21 members, and it calls for it to be reduced down to 9.
Wow.
Specifically, they want to make it so that decisions like this can happen a lot quicker. Because I mean, literally, how long we've been talking about the NCAA needs to rewrite their shit, and they've known it, and they announced it like months, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago. And we still got to wait till like January for all this to actually go through.
A Division 4?
I mean, I believe it would be a possibility, but I think that would be more like Division 3 would go and create like a subdivision within themselves.
I think you could see the return of the Division 1 AA. And where schools like Northwestern might be a Division 1 school for basketball, hockey, or whatever, they could probably be a Division 1 AA school for football. I could see
Maryland leaving.
What's that?
Can we get rid of Rutgers and Maryland out of the Big Ten?
I think
you're not going to get rid of those schools.
This plan would actually go a long ways to. I mean, let's face it, the NCAA, the entire time it's been in existence, has been trying to do a one-size-fits-all for the rules.
Did you just read that, George?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. So
Nice.
I mean, fair. Okay, I mean that you could have gone a lot cruder with that, and I'm thankful that you didn't. That was actually very tasteful. Regardless, no, I mean the NC2A has been trying for decades now to do a one-size-fits-all set of rules for every division, every school, every conference. It can't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So let's let the divisions figure out what actually works for them.
Well, you can't have Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, USC spending tens of millions of hundreds of millions of dollars on athletic facilities when you've got schools like App State who are or Akron or Ball State who are worried about spending tens of millions of hundreds of millions of dollars on new academic facility. Like, you can't take the power schools, let them be on their own. Maybe it'll get whittled down to a 25 or 16. What I would like to see happen is something that works over in Europe with the soccer. I would like to see relegation.
Well, I mean, Division 1 could just now step in and say, okay, we're going to create a Power 5. This is this one, and then everybody else is in a separate subdivision.
That's fine, but I would like to see relegation. Let's say you have.
You could theoretically have that then.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say you got your, let's say the Division I ends up being 25 schools, right? 25 of the premier schools in the country for football or whatever. Ohio State's, your Alabamas, your Georgias, Florida's, those schools. Well, if LSU's in there and they go 4-12 and they don't make a bowl, well, you get relegated. You can bring up the champion from 1AA, and they can play with the big boys next year.
Hey, I'm happy to just say if you lose to somebody that is, I'm not going to go so far as to say unranked, but if you lose to somebody outside of your division, you automatically get relegated. Come on. It might cut back on the scheduling of those teams.
Yeah.
True.
I think you should put a cap limit on what you can pay lesser schools to play them. You know what I mean? That way Alabama can't roll up here to Akron and pay Akron $4.5 million to take a loss. You know what I mean? Ohio State can't roll out to Nevada and play the Lobos for 3.5. I think there needs to be a cap on that as well. Because some of those numbers, I mean, what was it? Somebody paid Bowling Green $2 million to play him this year? Bowling Green. A loss is worth $2 million to you? I mean, I think that's ridiculous.
I'm willing to lose for $2 million.
Well, what did Michigan? Michigan had to pay Appalachian State how much?
We got paid more to lose that game. You guys don't know that though.
And what about Toledo then?
Same. It wasn't as much as App State. App State, not as good, as big a school as Toledo, but we worked it out with them. It's all under control. We
are always happy to help our Mac brothers. You could come up with a rule for relegation that if you beat a top 10 team and then drop to an unranked team the next week, you're automatically relegated.
I don't know if you can do automatic.
MJ saying Akron would love to get $50 million to lose 70 to nothing.
Nobody said $50 million, Michael.
That's how they build those new buildings. Interesting little ordeal. I'm still trying to dig it up here. Is the Mac Jones decided pretty much of, hey, I am a football player. You know that, right?
Can we talk about how Justin Fields is the next Ohio State quarterback to not do a fucking thing in the NFL?
Well, it's because he's with Matt Nagy.
Again, how can we talk about how he's the next OSU quarterback to not do a fucking thing in the NFL?
I mean, how much longer does Matt Nagy have there? Seriously.
Maybe
I think
he might, there's still going to be plenty of Justin Fields left for somebody to hopefully.
I don't know. Shoelaces looks like a better quarterback than him right now.
Yeah.
I miss that guy.
Yeah.
He was fun to watch.
I mean, that's pretty sad when Laces is looking like a better quarterback than you do.
Seriously, that is not what I brought up.
Are you
freaking kidding me?
Are you speaking in tongues, George? Like, are you trying to summon a demon over there?
No, I am trying to bring up the video
of what?
Bring my damn video up because Stupid pro football talk is foolish. Thank you. Just leave it to YouTube to come up with it instead. Come on, get rid of the garbage. Oh my God. Gotta love how they turn around and please skip the damn ads.
I like how Akers in our chat said, "I wish I could hear you guys." HERE.
Yeah. I was
Maggie may not make it on the flight back from Pittsburgh to Chicago.
To which I replied, "If you showed up, you'd be here and you'd hear it."
No. This is Mike David is my buddy Mike Johnston.
No, he's talking Akers in our chat.
Akers in
No,
our
but
chat.
I was gonna say I'm commenting on the comment.
He's a Steelers fan too, isn't he, or no?
Yes. There's the video that I'm looking for.
Oh, the ankle biters.
Left.
Under pressure against it. The ball is loose at the 40. And picking it up. Let's see who's got.
He's trying to hold him from going after to go get the football.
How is that dirty?
He twisted it.
But he didn't twist him. The dude twisted around on his own.
Right. He's just trying to hold on to him. He's
no, holding
dude,
on to him.
No.
That dude twists
and
all
he
on
twisted
his
himself. Right.
Dad.
He twisted himself right there.
I definitely thought it was a dirty play. I actually saw and witnessed the play while it was happening as I was running
Shut up.
over there. First it looked like he was trying to trip or kick Burns, and then
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be a penalty for tripping?
I thought it was completely dirty.
Right, but he's on the ground, and the dude is
I didn't see that. Hold on.
I say, go. Yeah, did you see him using his leg to kick the other leg, though?
I didn't see that part, though. Never mind. That is dirty. I rescind all previous comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
a foot. Oh my God, I only see that in hockey.
I was gonna say we usually see that in wrestling.
No, I ain't seen the.
You know, that's usually done in wrestling. You know,
At first, it didn't look until I saw that.
right there, he is going for the figure four.
That's not how you go for the figure four.
No, but he's going for a backward. As what's Charlotte's the figure eight. He's making
It's not even close.
Figure
Shut up.
6. It's a figure 6.
No, what? No. Next time you come over here, I'm going to roll your roly-poly fat ass over and put you in the actual figure four. Because I know how to do it and make it hurt.
I'll let you do it on Bryce.
He might scream.
Personal foul, tripping offense.
Let's go to the picks. Maybe we can keep from going 15 minutes over.
She wants to go on the pick. Do you really want to go over the
No,
picks?
I mean, we can skip what we actually did. Let's just go to maybe.
No. We need to go over them.
I'm sorry.
You're not getting out of this one.
No, sir.
Oh, denial, sir. Denial.
No.
Denial.
Hey, at least you are 4 more correct than Mr. Sean, who is a goose egg this week.
Yeah. It's going to be 5, though. I'm going to have 5. I'm okay with that. Dude, but look at those numbers, man.
Yes.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I forgot I picked the Bears. Never mind.
Well, you and Burrich both picked the Bears, so. Yeah. Well, hey, like we said, it ain't over yet.
Hey, it's only 14-0.
Yeah. Well, like I said, yesterday the Falcons had a 24-6 lead in the 4th quarter against the Saints.
The Bears are like a second half team, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, these numbers are not. I mean, they are not indicative of normal pick numbers. That is for damn sure. Big time. It is ugly. And it doesn't change a whole lot, for anybody. overall. But
You know, so we just watched that play with Mac Jones, right?
mhm.
The dirty play. So Derek Watt from the Steelers just had an impressively dirty play as well. The play was over. The ball was on the ground. The Bears player was literally in a mass of Steelers players. And Derek Watt grabbed the Bears player and yanked him back so that his foot would touch the ball. And then he picked the ball up and ran off with it. And the refs were like, no. First of all, we're going to throw a flag on that. Second of all, get your ass out of here.
Okay. Come on.
So I know George right now is transposing numbers. While he's doing that, for the week coming up, we have a grand total of 3 games with double-digit spreads. See if you can spot them.
Ooh.
4, count them, 4 games with an over-under north of 50.
So I'm going to parlay one and say that one of them
Is a Thursday.
with a double-digit spread and an over-under over 50 is the Vikings and the Chargers.
Okay.
I was going to go for the Thursday nighter, the Ravens at the Dolphins.
Well, I mean, one of you is more right than the other.
I will say one of the other.
I have a feeling the Lions are going to be a part of this one this week.
I have a feeling one of the other over-unders at 50 is Falcons and Cowboys. And the other high over-under is Seahawks and Packers.
Only if Russell and Rodgers both play.
Well, I don't think that
That
Mr.
is the question.
I don't think Mr. Rodgers will be playing. Since he
There's
cannot,
no-
he can't
Geno
even
Smith fucking
practice.
Jordan Love ain't the world on fire.
Yeah, but he can't even practice until Saturday.
I'll
which
I'll
is
say
a
this, Bruiser, you're pretty spot on with your over-unders. 2 of your 3 are correct. However, none of those are the double-digit spreads.
Ooh. The Bills at the Jets.
All right, let's go to the games. Let's go to the games.
Okay. The first up is the Ravens at the Dolphins.
Okay. Yes, this is neither of what we're looking for. This is not a high over/under, nor is it a double-digit spread.
Give me the fish, or not the fish, the rats. Give me the rats. I don't know why I looked at that. I was like, the Dolphins are a good pick. No, give me the Ravens.
Did you see this week?
Hey, listen, after that Buffalo game, I might pick the Jaguars this week.
Yeah, I was just
It
going to
was
say
a weird week.
that's a
weird week.
It's not. It is. The Halloween thing has not subsided. What the hell? You know what? I'm flushing him.
Yeah.
I'm flushing him.
Authoritarianism for the win.
Flushed.
God damn it!
Problem
I
is,
just-
Akers-
Yeah, I'm busy right now.
I just responded to him too.
I can't do dings when I'm typing.
So
Damn it.
turn off your notifications. It's really
It
easy.
still flashes up and everything else. I try to mute it, but it still pops up. I've got 3 different Facebook pieces all in front of me. It blocks up on the god blessed screen over on the other side. I can't do that.
Apparently, that's Akers' fault. Just like it's your fault that you put the show on Mondays when it's been on Mondays for forever, and he bowls on Mondays.
well, he bowls too fucking much. That's his problem.
I can't help it that you're trying to be the Midwest dude.
He's trying to be Pete Weber, but it ain't gonna happen.
Adam, who would you like?
Not the Dolphins, that's for sure. I just leave it at that.
If just saying overall is like, it is not in Baltimore. It is in Miami. Your stupid weird hurricane crap goes on around this time of year too. Zolt, who would you like?
Zolt, try to prove you're smarter than Akers. Take the fish.
I mean, I showed up. I'm just stunned that this isn't a double-digit spread. I mean, this is Baltimore, and it's going to be Baltimore all the way.
Is it north of 7.5?
It is 7.
It may move.
I have a hunch it will.
Especially if no Tua still.
Right.
Okay.
Next up, the what the hell happened Bills at the New York Jets.
Oh God. Fuck.
We've got to say it. It's like, wait a minute. So who said it? Somebody that in the chat even said, "Lap dance happens. Jags are 2-0 since."
I want to take the Jets. I really want to take the Jets. I refuse to believe the Bills are that bad. But I just can't. Give me the fucking Jets.
You got lucky with the Broncos over the Cowboys. You think it's going to be the same situation in this game?
It wasn't a luck thing. I legitimately thought the Broncos would beat the Cowboys.
This past weekend was Halloween. It was whether it was a full moon or not, there was a full moon out. What happened this past weekend is not happening again.
No. Okay.
Buffalo wins by 2 touchdowns.
Well, you said the road teams have been winning, and
yes.
Well, let's take a look. We'll keep going through this list here.
By the way, this is our first double-digit spread.
Is it really?
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buffalo. You said Buffalo, right? Buffalo Jets. Buffalo's favored by 13.
Oh,
okay. Ooh. Zolt, who would you like? I'm taking the Bills.
Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills, sir.
Adam?
Buffalo gets back on circling the wagons this week.
Okay. I'm taking the Bucks at Washington. Tom Brady goes to Washington. Adam?
Yeah, go all day.
Bruiser?
I'll take the Bucks.
Zolt?
Tom Brady.
The Bears are in the red zone.
They'll fuck up.
Shut up! I want to see him score a touchdown.
I was gonna say, isn't Singletary back?
I gotta hold out
You
hope.
mean Montgomery?
God, I need a drink.
It's Akers. I understand. Tampa Bay, Washington. By the way, that's an over/under 51.5. Yeah, that Washington defense is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I was going to say all Bucks. Well, then again, the Bucks and the Saints went at it.
Hey, that Washington offense can score too when they need to.
Right. I was just going to say, it could be a scoring affair. And Washington's coming off the bye week too. So, next, well, speaking of shootouts. Falcons at the Cowboys. Okay. Falcons are the road team. Cowboys are at home.
Give me Matty Ice to beat them boys.
Adam?
Atlanta's that team this year that I just cannot fucking figure out. I pick them, they lose. I don't pick them, they win.
I hear you. I decided, well, Matty Ice might not do all that great last week in Zolt's league, and all of a sudden, whoops.
And then I picked them last week, also forgetting that Winston wasn't playing for the Saints, so it was like I kind of screwed myself on that one. But I just don't think the Cowboys can get beat like that at home 2 weeks in a row. I think Dak comes off and has a better game this week, and hopefully, for the love of God, get CD Lamb and Amari Cooper, a couple 100-yard, and a couple touchdowns, so that way I can get some fucking fantasy points too.
Let's let CD Lamb keep not catching the ball, because I understand that it fucks you, Adam, and I'm sorry for that. But as long as it fucks, listen, I'm sorry, but as long, well, for all three,
it fucks all of us.
But if it continues to fuck Akers and he bitches about it like a 9-year-old girl, I'm good with it.
What do you think, Adam?
Cowboys.
They're both Jekyll and hiding it right now, really.
It was only Dallas' second loss, though.
Yeah, but you just kind of, that division, they kind of get into that funk. And
Must not have been nothing for the
Cowboys. I'll take Cowboys. Zolt, who would you like?
Fields got flushed out. False start on the Bears.
The Cowboys, very similar to Buffalo. I mean, you've had your wake-up call now. Okay, you don't get to take a week off just because you don't think you're playing somebody important. So with the added bonus here that if Dallas comes out and plays another game like they just played this past weekend, Jerry's going to start trading people to Detroit again. And ain't nobody want that. So Dallas.
The Saints at the Titans. Do we know what Winston's status is yet?
Out for the year.
He's done for the year.
He's done.
Or, Taysom Hills. Yeah, Taysom Hills. Because last I knew he was good to go, and all of a sudden they weren't going to play him, and I'm like, dumbass.
I think they wanted to hold him for another week to be safe.
He'll probably play this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he technically played. He had 2 passes.
And the Bears are on the board.
He was in the Joker role.
Yeah, he was on the field for 17 snaps. He didn't get hurt. That's just how they used him.
And it's like, all right, now do they put him full-fledged in as QB, or are they going to still play the Simeon crap? Because if they play the Simeon crap, Tennessee's going to walk all over this all day long. But I still think it should be the Titans all the way, even though they're running a 3-headed monster for running backs right now. So you really don't know about too much on the running game, and it's like, it's just not the Titans style. They usually have always been.
Well, Derrick Henry's done for the year too, isn't he?
Yep.
I mean, more than likely. I mean, there's a chance he's back towards the end, but I mean, that's an off chance.
If they make the playoffs, he could be back for the playoffs.
In theory, it's a broken bone. So I mean, we'll see.
Bruiser, who would you like?
Take the Saints.
Adam?
I think the Titans are for real. Look at the hell they beat this year. The Chiefs, the Bills. I mean, they completely destroyed the Rams last night. I did not see that coming whatsoever. I mean, I think their defense is starting to get their shit together, and they're starting to be, they're flying under the radar. Nobody's talking about the defense because they haven't had one. You know what I mean? So they're finding ways to get to, to get to the ball and shit. So I'm going to stick with the Titans. I think they're for real. And which means they'll probably lose this week. Because it sounds good in theory.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I just echo everything Adam just said. I mean, they looked damn impressive against the Rams, and like I said, they literally just rattled off a bunch of wins against teams that they theoretically could have lost any of those games to, and now they're going into an easy part of the
Well, you know what? Never mind. I'll take the Titans. You change my pick.
But think about it, though. The teams that they beat, those 3 teams alone, but you lose to the fucking Jets.
Yeah, I mean,
That just showed you how weird of a year it is this year.
Well, that's just is it the letdown game because of you just came across and just kicked ass on the Rams?
No, because I think if they were to play Jacksonville, that would be a letdown game. Or if they were going to play, somebody in the NFC West, like that's a letdown game. But somebody else in the NFC, I don't think you're going to get too bad of a letdown against the Saints because the Saints can ball. So I think it'll be competitive.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the prison inmate game because that game will be scoring. What's our over-under on this, by the way?
45.
That's not bad. That's pretty middle of the road. That's pretty solid. So you're going to get some solid scoring out of this ordeal.
So they just came across the wire with it. Odell was placed on waivers today. They have till 4 p.m. tomorrow to claim him, or he becomes an unrestricted free agent.
Right. Next up. Okay, the Houdini Jags at the Colts.
Give me the ponies.
Bruiser wants the Colts.
Now Zolt's going to come across here with informed decisions on why I should not have taken the Colts. He's going to go back.
The Jags had their fun. The Colts. It's going to be the Colts, and it's not going to be close.
Wait for Zolt to be like, well, in the last 15 games, the Colts are actually 3-12 against the Jaguars.
Did you see how many I got right this past week? Why would you listen to a damn thing I say?
Yeah, I learned that the hard way with the Survivor pick.
Because you wear glasses and sound smarter than me, so I listen to what you have to say.
Colts are favored by 10.5. Here's one of your double digits.
Wow.
Yeah, there ain't no respect going on there for Jacksonville.
Nah, it's the Colts. Adam?
Saddle up, partner. Give me the ponies.
All right, I'm sticking to my word. I am going to take the Lions over the Steelers. You've had 2 weeks to have your shit together for this game. You are the road team, which, according to the numbers,
My numbers are Lions. Sorry, Zolt.
You do realize that at least 3 times this season, the Lions have been a road team and not won. So,
well,
why would you pick them?
Outside of a Baltimore screwing,
that was a home game.
It doesn't sound like the Steelers are going to be that much harder than what Baltimore was.
But you know what? No,
like I said, you're coming off the bye week. I think they should have it. It's like if you literally focused on nothing but these guys, this is your season right here. If it's not this week, then you're done. You are 100% done. The rest of your schedule literally is dictating it.
No wonder Goldhammer hung up on you.
Never even got to this shit with Goldhammer. That jackass motherfucker.
That's my buddy.
You come in
Whatever,
with
bitch.
informed takes like the Lions should beat the Steelers.
If next Monday that has happened,
But it's not going to.
okay.
The Lions were the first team since the Bucks to go 0-16. They're going to be the first team in NFL history to go 0-17.
Mr. Zolt?
You know, I said something over the weekend. I said, you know, the Lions are only 47 players away from being a good team. Steelers. Definitely the Steelers.
I don't even need to ask Bruiser. Adam?
I'll give you the team that plays in Ketchup Stadium.
And you want some fun numbers?
Oh, boy. This is
Sure, why not?
Just it's the combo of the two, really. Pittsburgh favored by 9.5, and an over/under of 43.
Ooh.
I was almost with the double digit. I said Lions were going to be a part of it. I was only off by
you
1.5.
were that close.
By a half. But
Um,
only
and-
43.
And just to backtrack, the Dallas Atlanta game was one of our big over/unders at 53.5.
I
Oh,
can see that.
yeah. Okay, the game that everybody's been waiting for. The Browns are at the Patriots.
Oh, that one.
Is this a 4 o'clock game?
Yes.
This is a 1.
That's
Oh,
a
is it
one.
one?
It's a
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Yep. It's the
Well-
last of the 1 o'clocks on the list. It is a 1 o'clock game. This should be a very good game. What is our spread on this one?
7.
1.5. 1.5.
7. Browns by 7.
Over under's got to be
You get
closer around
You
5,
get that.
50, that range.
You get that 1 point from the bookie. 6 from Baker Mayfield. 7.
I thought it was 1 from the bookie and 6 for no longer having Odell.
That's
Ooh.
that's
Yeah,
a
I
minimum.
like that. I like that.
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
a minimum of 14 points right there.
okay. Over/under's 45.
All right, middle of the road.
1 from the bookie. 13 for Odell's number. Give me the Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns.
I think they'll play the Patriots tougher than the Panthers did yesterday. That Panthers defense looked like it was Swiss cheese, melted, reconstituted, and then poked full of holes again.
And they started off very strong. It's just like,
Well,
what the hell happened?
When fucking dipshit throws 3 interceptions, you're on the field a lot longer than you want to be, so you're probably gassed.
Well, I mean, that one interception was here, let me throw it forward. That was almost the same as the Denzel Ward INT for the pick 6. You just it's bad.
Zolt, who would you like?
I'll take the Browns. I mean, I really actually think it's going to be a nice game. It's going to be close, but
It'll be
Yeah,
competitive, I think.
Yeah, it'll be-
I'll take
it'll
the
be-
Browns to come out on top.
I'll be intrigued to see what Schrott's puts down.
This is the
New
season-defining game for the Browns. Because if they win here, sorry, I'm trying to do my best George Akers.
All right, settle down.
You know, I do still have this button. I still have the mute.
Yeah.
I haven't had to use the mute in like a super long time. It's kind of boring.
Look who isn't here.
I know.
He says he's going to mute me like that's a threat.
No, it really isn't. It's like, whatever. Adam, who would you like?
I don't know what to do in this situation. You know who I want to pick, but do I play the other card?
Well, with Chubb being back, I mean, the running game yesterday was just sick, and the Patriots, like Bruiser said about Swiss cheese. I mean, okay. Like I said, I think it's going to be another very manageable game for Cleveland. 100%.
We always play the Patriots well even when they had Brady. It's just Brady was the reason they would win. It's because he'd have that game-winning drive or whatever. And I don't think Mac Jones is definitely Tom Brady just yet. Okay, I'll take the Browns.
Okay, the afternoon lineup. The Vikings almost pulled off the win against the Ravens, and they are now at the Chargers. Tell me this isn't a coin flipper result. I mean, the spread can't be more than 3.5.
It's 2.5.
2.5? Yeah, it'd have to be close.
And over under 52.
Ooh, lots of scoring.
I like that for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow.
Yeah, I have ownership on both squads. No, I'll take a 52.
You're right.
I got Allen.
Well then, sir, I'll let you have first pick at it.
Ah, you bastard. I'll say this about Minnesota: they like it when Cook is playing because that O-line, they just seem to block better for him for whatever reason. Or maybe it's just Cook makes them look like they block better. I said before, I kind of look at the Chargers as one of those up-down teams, and they were up, and I think they're going to be down a bit this week. So give me the Vikings.
Adam?
I'm expecting a big game from. I need a big game out of the Herbert to Allen connection, so I'm going to take the Chargers.
I need one too, so that's why I'm not taking it.
Fair enough.
I need a big game out of Delvin Cook, so give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on that ship too. The Vikings. It's maybe that point of the season where they just ramble off 3 or 4 straight ones, and before hitting the wall eventually. But yeah, I'll go that route. Next up, the Panthers at the Cards. And like I said, Jesus Christopher, the Cards. No Kyler Murray, no DeAndre Hopkins, no J.J. Watt. Whoop on the 49er ass.
Yeah, just
went, yeah. Next man up. It works for us. Colt freaking McCoy. Says,
Colt McCoy, the savior.
All day. Like, what? Yeah. I am taking the Cards.
I got some fun numbers for you.
Oh, well, please.
Very, very similar to a Detroit game that we had earlier. The spread is 10. The over-under is 44.5.
And I guarantee you, the Cardinals are going to score 40 of that.
I'm surprised it's not bigger.
That's what your wife has said.
Oh!
See, you brought up the mute button, man. Yeah, you brought it up. So now people are trying for it.
Yep. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But I can't be mad at that, though. It was well played.
Okay.
Mr. Zolt, who would you like?
I cannot go against the Cards after that game.
Bruiser?
I'll take the Cards. I got Kyler Murray. I need points. Come on, buddy.
Yeah. Adam?
I'm not going to keep playing with the Panthers. Give me the Cards. I don't trust Darnold. I never did to begin with, but he's proven why he can't be trusted.
Uh-oh. Ben's down. He's holding his knee.
Don't get us that excited.
Yeah, because now when the Browns beat that ass in fucking January, it's gonna be, oh, it's because we didn't have fucking Ben.
Yeah, whatever.
And they just called roughing the passer on the Bears.
You got to protect the elderly. That's why.
Next up,
Hang
Eagles.
on, this is Ben we're talking about. It's not roughing the pass. It's roughing the pylon.
Oh, you dramatic bitch. You
Yep.
sold the shit out of that. He barely touched you. I feel like Gordon Bombay from the Mighty Ducks. He barely touched him.
Yeah, I was gonna say they should have instant replay for that shit too. If you're gonna have instant replay for targeting, you have instant replay for roughing the passer, and really check it out. Next up, Eagles are at the Broncos.
This has got to be a low over under.
You want to talk about Jekyll and Hyde? Both of these teams are,
Over under is 45.
which is the norm. So
Give me the ponies.
you want the ponies? Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Hopefully, Jerry Judy's got a game back in. Adam,
I'm going to pull the bruiser on this one. I'm going to pick them, but I'm not going to like it. And that's the Broncos. I'm only picking them because they're the home team.
Mr. Zolt.
I'm picking the Broncos because every time I pick against them, I'm wrong.
Everybody switch the Eagles.
Yeah, right.
I remember getting a lot of shit on this show last week for picking them over the Cowboys.
I'm not saying a damn word because, yeah. Next up, Seahawks at the Packers. I am going to Seahawks. Mr. Zolt.
All right, so I'm not believing what Vegas is telling me right now. Vegas is telling me right now that Green Bay's favored by 5.5, and I don't buy that because I'm not sure Rodgers is playing this week, and Jordan Love sucks.
The Seahawks at the Packers? Are they in Lambeau
Yes.
or are they in
Yes.
Seattle?
They're at Lambeau.
See, they're only really favored by 2.
And then over under is 49.5, fairly high scoring, which I would kind of expect. But especially when, Seattle with that 1-2 punch, DK and Lockett, and once they sign Odell here this week, it's going to be Seattle all the way.
Woo! Yeah.
Can't wait for Bryce to ask for an Odell Beckham jersey.
Shut up. That is not happening. That is not happening.
A Beckham Seahawks jersey, or George's going to be going out and buying the 49ers Beckham jersey.
Oh, God, no.
It's okay. It's okay. Just, buy him a David Beckham jersey.
Odell's going to want to wear Steve Largen's number up there in Seattle.
It's already retired. You can't have it. Thank God. Half Hill has said, I'm not forgetting again. He has submitted his picks, ladies and gentlemen. He has submitted his picks.
I'll take the Seahawks. Because you get the 3-point bump for being at home, so they're really only favored by 2. And if you have no Rodgers, and let's be honest, that Packers defense is garbage.
It is. Sean has picked the Eagles.
Of course he
Eagles.
did.
His picks: Ravens, Bills, Bucks, Cowboys, Titans, Colts, Steelers, Browns, Chargers, Cards, Eagles, Seahawks, Raiders, and Rams. That leads us to Mr. Adam. Seahawks or Packers?
I can't pick the Packers without Rodgers. I just can't. And I mean, I couldn't even watch that fucking game with the Chiefs with Jordan Love. I switched over to the Rays because I couldn't watch it anymore. So I'm going to take the Sea Chickens because Russell's back.
Mr. Zolt?
Oh, Seattle all the way.
Chiefs are at the Raiders. So far, the Chiefs have not done well in the vacuum cleaner. And I keep picking the Chiefs. Why? I don't know.
Because you're a glutton for punishment.
Does now the even wonderful worse news of losing their corner make it
Plus, his own
even
stupidity.
bigger cluster bomb?
He went to Ohio State. Respect.
What a day.
Adam's just poking.
No, you know what? Fuck you. You too. Make your pick, you schlub. Who do you want?
Honestly, dude, I don't know what, like, Browns fans want to bitch about Baker, and the Chiefs fans bitching about Mahomes and how pathetic he's played lately.
Oh,
He has not looked good.
so I listened to the Kansas City radio on Sirius the other day, and oh my God, they want to run him out of town on a train.
They are not happy.
They want to fire Andy Reid. They want to get rid of everybody. I mean, it's bad.
I'm going to take the black hole just because they're at home. And like you said, Kansas City just does not play well there. And it seems like the Raiders play better there on Sunday and Monday nights anyway.
Yeah, it's like if they're on national. Yeah, that's the kicker.
Well, the Ravens game, week 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zolt, who would you like?
This is weird. Okay, so Kansas City, Las Vegas, and I don't want to take either team. It's weird. It's bizarre. Give me Vegas just because. I don't know. Over under 52.5. So, shocking. No defense.
Yeah. Bruiser?
Oh. The Raiders are the weird, like Jekyll and Hyde. Like this, it's when it's good, and when it's bad, it's abysmal. It's like they traded jerseys with the Lions.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
That look was awesome.
Awesome.
That was great.
I don't know if it can be that bad forever. They've got to get right at some point. I'll take the Chiefs, but I don't like it.
Yeah. I have to agree with you, Bruiser, because after the Green Bay game, it's like, hey, we need to get our shit together. Wake up. Let's go.
I don't think they're going to, but like I at some point.
Gruden was the one who knew Reed first foremost. He kind of had the whole ins and outs, knowing what the hell Reed was going to do. Gruden's not there no more. I think this is where it flips. I really do. And just for the Monday night game, screw the 49ers, as always. Rams are my pick. Rams are at the 49ers.
I'm ignoring this past week in all regards. Give me the Rams. Just going to pretend this weekend never happened. Just okay.
Yeah, there's no way they can play that way 2 weeks in a row. I mean, there is, but hopefully, I'm taking the Rams too.
I'm also taking the Rams, but again,
No, it's the wise move. The 49ers are so screwed. They really are. The defense is holier than a freaking priest and nun on Sunday morning, and it's just bad. It truly is bad.
It's all right. Just one more offseason. Trey Lance will be ready to go.
He was waiting for it. He was waiting for it. He's yeah. Everybody gets.
maybe you can sign Phillip Rivers in the offseason.
That's an upgrade. What the hell? Okay.
Detroit's willing to work a trade. I mean, hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to be looking for a new home.
Yeah, we know that.
He went to college out there, so.
Well, he wanted to be drafted by the 49ers, so if that happens.
Also, I mean, honestly, if Baker doesn't straighten up, we'll trade you.
That's still a hell of an improvement.
There it is.
I mean, shit. That's still one hell of an improvement. I'll go get a number 6 49ers. I'm good with that. That's a hell of an upgrade. Shoot. I mean, you can't get any worse. Oh, wait a minute. There's Watson, too. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Isn't Nick Foles going to be a free agent? You can always go get him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No.
Man, those referees just...
Like Chicago. I said, there is worse. Good God.
Justin Fields just threw a bomb, and then Tomlin threw the challenge flag on it and lost.
Andy Dalton's available.
The Red Rocket.
You just wanted to be muted again, don't you? Freaking.
Clint's not here. Clint's not here. I had to bring up Andy Dalton.
You even breathed in that name.
Clint's not here. Somebody's got to do it.
What about Fitzmagic?
Well, I'll take that for the 6 games he can play healthy. Sure.
You might get 8 out of him.
It's 6 games. I'll take
between
6 out of him.
Between Fitzmagic, Garoppolo.
No.
I mean,
no.
You
don't
might actually get like most of a season done.
No. JG don't even get mentioned.
Listen, we'll bring Colt McCoy up from the Cardinals because he's in a winning organization. You can get Fitzmagic. You can get Garoppolo and Colt McCoy. That's a full season.
Garoppolo don't get to play. Lance don't get to play. Garoppolo don't get to play.
Trey Lance can play preseason.
All right.
Touchdown Bears. No, never mind. There's a flag. Shocker, right?
Jameis will be healed up by then. Isn't he just on a 1-year deal?
Yes.
There you go.
Crab legs is a 1-year deal.
Crab legs looking good.
Hey,
how many times can you call penalties that aid the Steelers without looking like you're trying to call the game for the fucking Steelers?
No kidding.
I mean, just think, Jameis goes to San Fran. He's got the fish market now. He's in heaven.
They called a low block on number 68.
So they got the Fisherman's Wharf or whatever it is in San Francisco.
That's in Seattle.
There's something like that in San Francisco too. My buddy's got pictures. They were walking along.
Pier something. I can't remember. Yeah. I was there once. I can't remember the name of it. And the
That's
damn
ridiculous.
Yeah, I got to get out of here anyway.
See you guys.
Later.
Gotta roll credits.